Geordie Retro Chasers, welcome back. It's coming home. Everyone, welcome back to Geordie Retro Chasers, welcome back to another episode, and welcome back to On the Hunt. Okay, so as I've said before, we are out on the hunt again this weekend. Just something I really should cover off actually before we actually get into this week's footage. I keep trying to make predictions of, what I'm going to do in the next couple of days or what I'm going to do in the next week or so. And for some reason, those ideas tend not to materialise. So as from today, I'm definitely not going to say, this is what we're going to do next week, this is what we're going to do the week after, because things change, people change, times change, 48 hours change. So, not to say that we're not going to do what I said, but, what I didn't factor in last week, and believe it or not, I didn't actually factor in the match. So, the bit of a rush today, trying to get around, trying to capture some footage, but we did, honestly, we did really do well. We picked up some great bits and bobs, which I'm really stoked to show you at the back end of the footage, as per usual when we do the general pickups. But in the meantime, let's get out there, let's get out into the wild, let's see what we can find. Got a couple of boot fairs to hit, got a couple of pickups to do from a good friend of mine. So yeah, let's get out there and let's do this. Let's go have a look, let's see what we can find, let's do it. Okay, morning everyone. As per usual, we are at car boot fair number 1. To excuse this massive thing on my cheek, I have no idea what it is, but let's have a wander around and let's see what we can find, and then we'll head back to Chase HQ and have a look at the pickups. Alright, here goes.
For the Megazords, I sold the complete ones. So I've got like some of the Shoguns, all like the big figures, all the little figures.
How much one for these?
Some like the Ninja. I was what I really like. And there's like some of the, like there's the Mastodon, the saber-toothed tiger. He goes with that one to go over the Ninja one.
Yeah.
There's the mountains and mountains is still in there. He's a rare one to get.
I'd have a collector Power Rangers for a lot of my friends too, like.
The Red Dragon. There's mountains in there.
I'll take these 1, 2, 3, 4
And then there's loads of the instructions and still got the stickers and everything with them as well, you know.
That's me. Having a pretty good morning so far, guys. Picked up some great 90s toys. As you'll have possibly seen just there, gentleman had a bag full of original Power Rangers for 80 quid. Not really my thing, Power Rangers. Okay guys, cleaned, ready, changed, and making a quick pit stop off at the Nerd Arcade where I've got to pick a few bits and bobs up. I'm a little bit pushed for time, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to get in, but let's go and have a look now. I'm just picking up a few bits, as I said, and then we're going to hit car boot fair number 2. Alright guys, see you soon. Okay guys, pit stop at Nerd Arcade is complete. Sorry I didn't get much footage. Big shout out Michael Hendo for hooking me up with a couple of NES games, which we'll have a look at back at Chase HQ at the end of the episode as per usual. Let's go hit the car boot sales because then there's a certain football match on later. Okay guys, we are here on the northeast coast and what a beautiful day it really is. And we are about to hit car boot fair number 2. Guys, you would not believe how hot it is walking around the car boot sale. I am being fried, but no pain, no gain. Okay, we are done at the car boot. We didn't make it all the way around. One, it is extremely hot. And two, there is a small matter of an England game. So lads, if you have watching this after Sunday, I do apologise for being late, but I'm on my way. Alright, after that we'll be back at Chase HQ to have a look at what we've picked up this weekend. Alright guys, keep it tight, keep it locked. Alright everyone, welcome back to Chase HQ. I really hope you enjoyed that footage. I hope you enjoyed being out in the wild. Have a little sneaky peek at the Nerd Arcade. Has 2 floors where you literally only covered one, but we'll get at that in just a sec. So, generally, you know, if you follow this channel, you'll know how my videos go. So I need to do obligatory thank yous before we get into this week's pickups. And believe me or not, you can tell we've actually been out into the wild, we've been out into the car boots, because we do have quite a few bits to go through as far as pickups are concerned. But first and foremost, let's do some thank yous. Alright, our first thank you has to go, it's probably our only thank you really, has to go to my good friend, Mr. Michael Henderson. Okay, I'm actually quite surprised that we're probably, 7 or 8 episodes in now, and I haven't actually mentioned Michael or anything that he's affiliated with, or any of the groups, or, you know, any of the businesses he runs, because he is quite a big player. You'll hate me saying that when it comes to the retro community. So first and foremost, big thanks to Michael. So what does Michael do? Why am I thanking him? How does he have a bit of an influence on me? Okay, so he runs the Nerd NERD, Northeast Retro Den. That is a group on Facebook which is dedicated to everyone in the Northeast. But, you know, I'm not prejudiced. So if you're not in the Northeast, please join. But he also runs some of the conventions that I have booths at, and he also runs a local arcade which is based in Felling, which I will pop all the credentials for the arcade, because downstairs in the arcade they have a store called Gloriously Geek. And in there, you know, they are stocked to the brim. As you've seen in the footage, I was interested in the NES collection. So I picked up a couple of NES titles from there, which we'll show you in a little bit. But the store downstairs, which is adjacent to the arcade, is packed to the hilt with retro goodness, whether that be toys, whether that be video games, or just collectibles, or, you know, all different types of bits and bobs. So like I said, go check out the Nerd Arcade and Gloriously Geek store in Felling, Gateshead. Again, check out the description below and you'll find all of the credentials you're going to need to see those guys down below. So big shout out, Mr. Henderson. Big up yourself, brother. Known you for a while now. Yeah, cheers, pal. Big up again. Okay, guys, we are moving into the pickups of this week. We have quite a bit to go through because I've been to the boot fair, so there's quite a few knickknacks that I want to show you. And of course, we'll accumulate with what I believe are probably my pickups of the week. So without further ado, let's get into those pickups right now. Okay, dudes. So I don't know if you're fully aware, but hopefully you should be. There has been a recent reboot, that was a bit of a tongue twister to say, of a classic Nickelodeon cartoon. And of course, that is Rugrats. Rugrats was a huge part of me growing up. Coming in from school, watching the cartoons, everything about it I love. You know, it's real nostalgic feel. So if you don't already know, they've actually rebooted Rugrats. It's currently, I can't remember which channel we watched it on recently, but I've seen the first 2 episodes and I absolutely adore it. So that influences me at the minute to try and pick up a few bits and bobs. So we picked up, you know, when you're raking through the bins and stuff at the boot fairs, you always get those 3 for, you know, I think it's generally 3 for £1. So these quickly, I picked up some Rugrats stuff. You know, we'll have a quick look at them here. But more importantly now, you know, because you can't really see them, we'll have a close-up of them now. So you can see we picked up a little, I think the McDonald's toys is that, I think that's Lil. We picked up Chucky, which is in a Reptar. Maybe he's a floatable device. And then we also picked up a little Chucky key ring. So yeah, really stoked. You know, they're only little knickknacks, and a lot of this video is going to be a few knickknacks. You know, it's not going to be like the big Nintendo box we grabbed. So yeah, kicking off with some Rugrats stuff, classic Nickelodeon, love it. Moving into the next set of little knickknacks that I grabbed. I don't think these have a date on them, but you'll have seen them in the footage. And you know, as I've mentioned on this channel before, you know, there's a few films that really influenced me throughout my life. Batman being one of them. You know, I think we've mentioned a few others, but Ghostbusters is 100% up there. So again, raking through those little shitty bins, you know, the ones that are like, you know, as I've just mentioned, 3 for £1. And, you know, God knows, do they have a date on them? They are dated 2015, so maybe it's in conjunction with the reboot. And there were 3. Again, we'll have a tiny little close-up of them now. Of 3 tiny, you know, God knows what these are, but they are little pocket collectible Stay Puft Man, you know, of course, from the first movie. And we'll put Slimer with him. So yeah, again, really stoked to pick these up. Massive part of my childhood growing up was Ghostbusters. I actually remember going for a Burger King party or a McDonald's party, one of the two. I can't remember which franchise it was, and it being sponsored by the the movie number 2. So yeah, really happy to pick these up. Again, you know, just little knick-knacky things that'll sit on the shelf, but yeah, really happy. If you don't like Ghostbusters, then that's up to you. Okay, guys, keep going with these tiny little knick-knacky things. Like I said, this video is going to be built up of them. We'll quickly fly through these ones because there is one that I do need your help with. And as you've seen in the footage, I picked up in 1996 Beast, X-Men Beast. You know, I don't have any X-Men stuff on the shelf. You know, quick little close-up now. But one that I was pretty stoked to pick up for the sake of 50p. Then we picked up another X-Men figure, which was Magneto again. A small close-up, as you can see. And then this is the guy who you can help me out with. Can you help me who this is? I presume, again, you know, let's have a look at a little close-up. He is a WCW figure. He is dated 1990. It's weird because I've seen 2 of these at the boot fair. This one cost me £1 because the lady didn't really understand that he was quite vintage. But the second guy who I did go to buy one off, again, I have no idea who he was. He wanted £8 from him, so he wouldn't part with him. So help me in the comments below. Who is he? You know my wrestling knowledge absolutely sucks. So it will be handy for you, or handy for me, sorry, if you can help me out in the comments with who this dude is. Yeah, there's a little close-up, you know, as you can see, just to my side here. Let me know. Okay, guys, we are getting there again. You know, I don't want this video to last too long. We're already 8 minutes in for a pickups video. We picked up 3 vintage turtles, which were these. Again, you'll be able to see a close-up to my side. One is from 2004. He's some sort of snorkel turtle. Let's get rid of him. And then we have the two classic vintage ones, which is a Raph and a Leonardo. Again, let's have a little close up now. Yeah, this guy I had got chatting to, and he was a fellow collector. He wanted a tenner from originally. Started chatting to him, and he said you can take him for £4. And he, as you've seen in the footage, was literally lying in a bin for £1. So again, not bad pickups for the sake of what, 50p to £1. All right, let's keep going. We're getting there. Staying with the turtles theme, we picked up this fella. Again, he is dated 2012, so he's going to be 9-year-old. If you watched the last episode, you'll have seen I picked up some of these larger turtle figures courtesy of Retro Ghetto. So again, for the sake of £2, pretty happy to add him. You probably don't need a close-up of him because you can pretty much see him in the footage. He is what he is. He's about a half-a-foot turtle. Doesn't come with any accessories. Who cares? Okay, we're getting there. I told you there was a lot of knickknacks to go through. I'm pushing it because we are under 10 minutes already. Let's fire through them. We picked up a 1989 original Batman mobile. Again, not a massive pickup, but worth 50p. We then picked up a 1994 Superman. Again, not a huge pickup, not something with a great value, but a nice little knick-knack to add to the shelf. We picked up a Lisa Simpson plushie. Well, I didn't. Mrs. GRC picked this up. She's dated 1990. So, you know, again, right up the street of this channel. My Mrs. or Mrs. GRC and myself, huge Simpson fans. Why not? Okay, so as you know, on this channel, we do pick things up to flip on eBay. So let's quickly go through the 4 bits I found to flip on eBay. Again, my eBay store is running across the bottom now. So let's have a quick look, because all of these 4 games are complete. The first one was Resident Evil on the Xbox 360. Then again, as I've mentioned, Tiger Woods is an absolute exceptional seller. So we picked up a copy of Tiger Woods. Then we picked up Alien vs Predator on the PS3. Batman Arkham City again on the 360. And then the one I was pretty most stoked about, which actually might find its way into my collection, was Final Fantasy. It did have 2 discs, but one's just landed on the floor. So if you just excuse me for a minute, I'll grab it. Here it is. Let's quickly flick this over. So yeah, I think he will find his way into the collection. All right, guys, we are pushed for time here, but let's get on to the last 3 pickups and the last pickups of the week. Quickly forgot to mention we picked up a Koopa Trooper. Okay. Oh my word, he will sit on the shelf, so let's pop him on the shelf, on the Nintendo shelf, which is over my shoulder here. Okay, guys, let's do my pickups of the week, and then I'm going to let you go for another week. Okay, so the first one was this. Again, let's have a little close-up of it now, which is a Bebop. Is it Rocksteady or Bebop? I'm having a bit of a memory blank here. He is the small little playset, which opens like this. Again, you can see close-ups of wherever it is, wherever I put it. So, yeah. Pretty sweet. He will match another one we have right here, which is the actual turtle. So yeah, you know, those little micro machine type-esque pickups, toys. Sorry guys. Yeah, pretty happy with him. Nice. Okay guys, last pickup. Promise, let yous go. We're almost done. Let's go. The 2 things I picked up from Mr. Henderson and the arcade. And they are 2 NES games. Again, you know, as I keep promising, I will show you my NES collection. And let's have a quick close-up of them now. The first one was WWE Steel Cage Challenge. Big shout out David Taylor, who was pretty stoked that I picked this up. You know, let's have a little close-up of it. You definitely need to start to get into collecting, David. I'm sure Mrs. Taylor wouldn't mind. I'll give you a helping hand. Big shout out, Taylor. The last pickup, which is something I've never played before, but a game that I have been looking for on the NES, and that is Adventure Island Part 2. Let's have another close-up now. So yeah, come with the nice box protectors. Again, I'm not familiar with planes, so again, I'm one looking forward to firing up, and one I am stoked to add to my collection. Okay guys, we are done for another week. Thank you very much for tuning in to Geordie Retro Chasers. Because we pretty much crammed all of our footage into this week, we might not make it out during the week. But from me, this thing on my cheek, and everyone here at GRC, have a great week guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later.